What's good, YouTube fam? This is Coach Rod. For those of you who this is your first time on my channel, I am a certified life coach, relationship coach, man of God, and a motivational speaker. And I'm also the author of the book called Queens Don't Settle. The link is going to be in the description box for you to get that book off Amazon. I just want to tell you that I thank God for you coming on this channel. There are many channels out there, and I count it all joy that you chose to be a part of my channel. Feel free to hit the like button and share my video on your Facebook page. Help me get this word out. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell. I do videos pretty much every day. Sometimes I might skip a day here and there. I might take a break every now and then. But I got a lot of content on here to empower, to educate men and women about relationships. I teach relationships from a kingdom perspective. So if there's something you like, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell. This week I'm going to be doing a series of messages about soul ties. Soul ties. I'm going to break down soul ties and what it means. I talked about it before. I got some videos on soul ties, but it was about maybe some years ago, 3 years ago. I got new subscribers. Again, new subscribers. Thank God I'm growing. I'm almost at 6,000 subscribers, and I'm growing. And thank God for that. So since I got new subscribers, I'm gonna, do another teaching on soul tie, an updated version on soul ties. And I know a lot of people have talked about soul tie before and everything, but I want to really break it down to you the way God have led me to do it and do a good thorough teaching on soul ties. A lot of times, every now and then, I might get a woman, I guess maybe a woman who's not rooted and grounded and kingdom minded. They come on here and say, why your only relationship advice for women is keep your leg closed. Like that's the only advice you can give to women. And the reason why I say that a lot on a lot of my videos is because I understand soul ties. I understand, soul ties and how it affect women. It affect men too, but it's much harder for a woman to break a soul tie than a man. And the reason is because men and women we both have a part of our brain called the limbic system. The limbic system, and I wrote that in my book, by the way. It's in my book. The limbic system is much larger than inside the woman brain than it is inside the man brain. The limbic system deals with your emotions, your care for offspring, your ability to love and care, stuff like that, your memory. That's why a lot of times women remember more things than men. Your senses. That's why most women smell like, their senses are better than men when it comes down to smelling. I can remember times where, when I was, a boy, and when I was, me and my dad, we could be inside the living room watching football, and my mom cooking, and we don't smell nothing burning. She waited in the room, in the back room. She come out, y'all don't smell no food, the food burning in here? We like, no, we ain't smell nothing. My dad like, you smell something? Like, I don't smell nothing. We ain't even smell it. We right in the living room by the kitchen. She smelled it way from the back room. So, I believe that in most cases, women got better senses than men because of the limbic system. You see what I'm saying? The limbic system in the woman brain is much larger, and that deal with a person's emotions. So that is why it's much harder for a woman to break a soul tie than it is for a man in most cases. It affects women more so than it affects men. So that's why I say that a lot in my videos, to protect women. Because I know, and I'm just saying from my experience, it had been easy for me to break a soul tie, to break a soul tie with women that I've been with. You know, women that I left them. Like one of my exes that I left, we had a soul tie. But when I left her, guess what? I ain't looked back. I wasn't sitting here thinking about her. I wasn't sitting here want to call her on New Year's, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday. I left and I was good. You see what I'm saying? It hurted a little bit, but because I'm a man, you know, and with me, you know, when a woman do me wrong, when a woman disrespect me, it's easy for me to break a soul tie. Because I remember when she told me to kiss her, you know what, hey, and F you and all that stuff there. So that what helped me break soul ties. I don't know about y'all. When I when I remember what she did to me, how she had me hurt, I'm cutting ties and moving on. I'm a man, so men can do that much better in most cases than women. But most women can't just do that right now. And that's why I say on a lot of my videos, you know, if you want to know you got chemistry with a man, do what? Keep it, you know what I'm saying? Keep it X. You know, you got to keep that closed. You got to keep that locked up. You see what I'm saying? That's why I be saying stuff like that because, you know, a lot of times a man can be doing all the right things, saying all the right things, and women like, oh, chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. Not realizing he only doing that to get that. You see what I'm saying? And I always tell y'all, every man wants that. Every man wants that, whether he's a girlfriend man or whether he's a grown boy or a clown. But the difference between a girlfriend man is a real girlfriend man, he gonna want that in marriage and covenant with God. You see what I'm saying? But don't get it twisted. He does want that as well. You see what I'm saying? And that is the most sacred part of you that you give to a man. You know, and then I have coached women, and you know, some of them said they were going to do it on the first date. I had to, sis, don't never do that. You don't know nothing about this man. How you know this man don't put hands on women? You gonna get a man in your bottom and get soul tied to a man that you know that put hands on women? Now you in a relationship with a man. Now you see what I'm saying? Now he beating you up. You gotta take your time. Take your time, and don't be in a rush to let a man get you. So this is why I'm doing this series of messages of soul tie, and I'm gonna get right into it. So what is a soul tie? A soul tie is the entanglement of two souls being entangled together. That's what a soul tie is. I'm gonna show you in the Bible where we get it from. The word soul tie is not literally in the Bible, but somebody just gave it that name, But it's real. They are real, and it's from God. Soul tie has been created by God. Soul tie is a God ideal. God created soul tie for marriage, for married people to come together and be entangled up with their souls and be one flesh. I want to say this too. There are two types of soul tie, by the way. You got a physical soul tie, and that come through with, giving it up, laying down, and you got an emotional soul tie. That come by just being emotionally connected to somebody. So you got two types of soul tie, right? A physical soul tie, it affects your, your emotion, emotionally, spiritually, and maybe physically as well. Um, the back up what I'm saying is in Matthew chapter 19, verse 5. Like I told y'all, a soul tie is the God ideal. God is the one who created soul tie. Soul tie come from God. If you read Matthew chapter 19, verse 5, and it said, "For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave together, and shall cleave to his wife, and they two shall be one flesh." It said cleave to his wife. That word cleave means to stick together like glue. So when a man and a woman do that, come together and do that, make love, they flesh, they soul become one. They become one flesh. They soul entangled together and become one flesh. Um, Another scripture to back that up is 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 16. The Apostle Paul say that when a man lay with a harlot, he become one with the harlot. He become one with the harlot. That's the same thing that Jesus was talking about in Matthew 9, Matthew 15 and 9. So Paul said, let me read out of NIV. Paul said, do you not know that he who unites himself with a harlot is one with her in body? For it is said, the two will become one flesh. See, Paul just repeated what Jesus said in Matthew 19 and 5. He said, for it is said, the two should become one flesh. You see what I'm saying? So whenever, but Paul was telling the men of Corinthians, when you do it with a prostitute, you becoming one flesh with her. You getting a soul tie. You cleaving with her. Now the foundational scripture of soul ties that I use, because a lot of people, they talk about soul ties, but they don't really have scripture. Some people have scripture, some people don't. But I know a lot of people that say, "Oh, soul tie, soul tie, soul tie." But I'm showing y'all in scripture where soul tie come from. If you read Genesis chapter 34, it said, and Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Chisholm, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. See what it say? And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. Let me say that again. In Genesis chapter 34, verse 3. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. And he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. So in Genesis chapter 34, we see where soul tie come from. Dinah, the daughter of Jacob and Leah, she went out to see the women of the town. And when she went out to see the women of the town, she was so attractive and so beautiful to Chisholm, he decided to take it. Decided to, get it, force himself and take it. And then when he did that, watch this. The Bible says his soul clave unto her soul. His soul clave unto her soul. So what the scripture is telling us is every time a man and a woman come together and lay together, they are coming together with two individual souls being entangled together. And that's where we get soul tie from. And you notice the scripture says that he defiled her. If you read Genesis 34 and verse 2, it said he took her and lay with her and defiled her. So whenever a man lay with a woman outside of marriage, he is defiling that woman. According to the scripture, he defiling that woman. And like the scripture say, marriage is honorable and the bed is undefiled. And then if you read verse 3, his soul clave unto him, unto Dinah. That word clave is again in the scripture. Jesus said a man should leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two should become one. You see the same word in Genesis chapter 34, verse 3. His soul clave unto her soul. That word cleave means stick together. They souls stuck together like glue. That's what it means to be cleaved. When you Lay with somebody, y'all soul are sticking together like glue, and that's what a soul tie is. And that's what a soul tie is. And that's why it's very important when I say stuff like that to on a lot of my videos, to you worldly women who not kingdom minded. That's why I'm telling you that, because I know the damaging effect that you have when you are soul tied with the wrong person. When you are soul tied to a narc, a man who put hands on women, controlling, manipulating person. When you are soul tied to that person, I know the damaging effect, and that's why I'm doing this video to teach y'all the consequences when you decide to give it up outside of marriage that has not been ordained by God, right? When it's done outside of the context of marriage, it become a ungodly soul tie. Whenever it's done outside of the context of marriage, it's a ungodly soul tie. But when it's done in the covenant, in the marriage covenant, it's a godly soul tie. Soul tie is a good thing if it's done in marriage. If it's done in marriage. And that's why God created soul tie. He wanted to create a bond between a man and a woman, between husband and wife, that when they come together, it's hard to break. Because that's why he said, therefore what God put together, let no man put us under. Let no man put us under. So that was the reason why Jesus said that. I mean, that's the reason why God created a soul tie. Excuse me. I'm trying to go back to that scripture. 19. So let me read that again. Matthew 19:5. And he and said, for the cause shall a man leave father and his mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are not no more two, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. So what that's telling us is, that's the reason why God created a soul tie. To create a bond between a husband and wife, that what God put together. When they cleaved, when God put that together, he want to let no man come between, the husband and wife. God has always intended for, men and a woman to be together and to be married for eternity. You see what I'm saying? So that God is the one that created a soul tie. Soul tie is good if it's done in marriage. But when it's outside of marriage, it is a ungodly soul tie. When it's done with somebody who is toxic, controlling, manipulative, narc, and all those things, it becomes an unhealthy and ungodly soul tie. So that's why it's very important. I tell women, I know every woman that follow me may not be a Christian. I know every woman that follow me may not be abstinence, and I don't force the Bible on nobody. I had this little clown on here talking about, I listen to you on this and here, but I don't listen to you when you tell women to give their body up before marriage. That clown who said that, which I never tell. I never promoted women on my channel to give their body up for marriage. I'm against that. I believe in abstinence. I'm practicing abstinence. So why would I tell women to do that? But I don't beat everybody up with the Bible. If they're not a Christian, if they don't, I have a lot of women tell me, Coach Raw, I'm not a Christian. But I love your channel. I learn a lot from you. So I gotta respect them. You see what I'm saying? I don't expect them to do what the Bible say if they're not a Christian. That's what I'm be telling women. So if you're not a Christian, that's your business, that's your decision if you want to do it before you get married. But I'm going to teach you the dangers of that and let you know the consequences. And the consequences of you doing it outside of marriage is you are going to form a ungodly soul tie. You see what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of women are in a toxic situation with a man, and they can't let go. They can't let go. because it's a soul tie there that gotta be broken, ungodly soul tie, and it gotta be broken, and that's where we get soul tie from a biblical standpoint. I broke it down to y'all the best way I can. That's what a soul tie is. Again, this week here I'm doing a whole series on soul tie. This is part one of my soul tie series. Um, Tomorrow I'm gonna do part two. God bless y'all. And listen, stop by Amazon, click on the link in the description box, get this book. The link gonna be in the description box. And book you a one-on-one session with Coach Rod. If you feel like you have a soul tie and you want to break the soul tie, book you a session with Coach Rod. I always tell y'all for $80 for 4 sessions. If you have a soul tie, you need 4 sessions for me to help you try to break that soul tie. $40 the first session, the next session free, the next session $40, the next session free. So you getting 4 sessions for $80. Take advantage of that. Invest in yourself. It's not that much money. It's best for you to pay now, or you're gonna pay more later when you let a man drag you in the mud. You're gonna need more than just coaching. You're gonna need some therapy and all that other stuff. So book your session, right now. The link will be in the description box. Reach out to Coach Rod. Hey, God bless y'all. I love y'all. We'll talk soon.